Fear of failure isn't loud. It doesn't scream at you to stop. It does something far more dangerous. It quietly changes the way you see yourself. And before you realize it, you're no longer afraid of failing. You're afraid of trying at all. It doesn't feel dramatic. There's no breaking point, no visible collapse. Just a quiet shift where your energy fades, your focus drifts, and your ambition becomes distant, like something that used to belong to you, but doesn't anymore. You wake up, but not with purpose. You sit down to work, but something inside you resists. So you delay. You scroll. You tell yourself you'll start later. And later becomes tomorrow, and tomorrow becomes a pattern. Not because you're lazy, but because something inside you is quietly pulling you away from discomfort. This isn't a discipline problem. It's not about willpower. It's fear wearing a different face. Because the last time you tried, it didn't go the way you expected. And your mind remembers that. So now, it protects you. Not by pushing you forward, but by holding you back. I'll start when I feel better. When I'm more focused. When I'm ready. But the truth is, you're not waiting to be ready. You're waiting to feel safe. And growth has never existed in safety. So how do you break this? Not with motivation. Motivation is unstable. It comes and goes. What you need is something that doesn't depend on how you feel. You won't feel ready. You won't feel confident. And you might not even feel capable. But none of that is required. Because action doesn't come after confidence. It creates it. Start small. So small it feels almost pointless. One task. A few minutes. But here's what matters. You show up. Because every time you show up, you send a message to yourself. I can move again. Accept the possibility of failing again. Not as a threat, but as a cost of growth. Because the moment failure stops being something you fear, it loses its power over you. Action builds momentum. Momentum builds belief. And belief changes how you see yourself. Not as someone who failed, but as someone who kept going. You were never stuck. You were just paused by fear you didn't recognize. And the moment you move again, even slightly, you prove something powerful. That fear never had control. You just gave it time.